All right. Welcome, everyone. This is Venom-Ice. This is from Venom Shots on Ice YouTube channel and the CWO for the website that she'll be relaunching pretty soon. And I am a bit of a perfectionist, and I've done like 1,000 of these and just never sent it or deleted. But I want to talk about a few current events like the whole Ted Cruz thing that, Texas are pretty upset about, and everyone pretty much forgotten about that. I have something to say about that as well. Debra Wilson, Mad TV. I was a big Mad TV fan. My opinions on sports betting and depression. Hopefully this won't take too long. So let's really throw it up there. So Ted Phillips is something that happened maybe a week and a half ago, maybe even earlier than that. It's crazy how the internet just get over things really fast. Make fun of people in, Texas. People who are basically dying and, make a meme about it. Kind of brag that, oh, we're better because we're up north and stuff like that. And, people are outraged by Ted Cruz leaving to warmer climates. Am I mad at him? No, not mad at him more than, I don't want to say more than usual. I know what type of person he is. I also know anybody with the means to leave Texas would have left. And I also know that if Ted Cruz, who the hell is Ted Phillips again? If Ted Cruz stayed in Texas, he's going to be warm. Like, they're going to make sure he's warm. He's not a typical, 9-to-5 worker anywhere. I mean, you can say, oh, he stayed with us, but I'm pretty sure he's on the grid in some way, form, or fashion. So let's not kid ourselves that if he'd have stayed, he'd have been out here like Lori Lightfoot in her trench coat in downtown Chicago, and best believe she'll be warm too. But that's what I have to say on that. Also, people forget about things so fast, and maybe that's why everyone being so connected across the world kind of desensitize us. That there's always something new next week, and there's always something new to be upset about. So that's my thing. I think people are fake outraged unless you are from Texas. But I feel like people get outraged every week because that's the moral thing to do. But you're not really going to do anything, are you? Something about having locks is whew, you gotta keep that thing moisturized. And I'm the typical guy and almost caveman, Let's talk about one of my favorite shows growing up. I damn would say it was my favorite because it is one show that I consistently watched throughout its entirety of being on air. Only thing I watched more was Dragon Ball Z, which, nerds always try to discount people for watching Dragon Ball Z. That's another can of worms. Debra Wilson, she left Mad TV because she was underpaid, or at least not competitively paid. We gotta forget that. We can't forget that part. What's good pay? I mean, if I got paid $1 million from my salary from, let's just say minimum. Let's just say not minimum wage, middle class, and get paid millions. But I'm way more skilled than the 10 million people. People can pay 10 million. Part of me is grateful. Part of me is feels slighted. So it's an interesting scenario. But she's right. It's the principle of the thing. I feel like once you earned your stripes, yeah, you do deserve to get paid more. But she handled it right because it is Mad TV show. It's their show. That's their ship. And you are an employee. So she walked away quietly. And I mean, it came out decades later of why she left. But I mean, it's if I don't like my job paying me for what it paid me, you know, either I get with her or I leave. And I feel like I like the way she handled that situation. Other people were like, I mean, because like the whole Monique thing, I get it. You can complain that other people are getting paid more than you, but it's still their company. You can't try to force someone to pay you, and you can't force them out of business because you feel like you're being discriminated against. I mean, it's still a private company, and I know it's probably not the most popular thing, but it's a scenario in which why I love to live in color. I mean, it's like black people paying black people, but I mean, they did want their money, so a lot of people went to the movies and stuff like that, But hey, they created that. They created that all-star cast, but money is money. So even, no one's gonna like underpay me for too much longer if I know I can get better. And I just gotta hope Debra Wilson got better things on her way going forward, because I mean, if I was in her situation, like, I probably would have stayed. And I don't know, because I can't be like everyone else who just say they would have just left. I probably would have stayed. I can't even lie. Like, money's good, and then just start looking for a way out. Because Jordan Peele left because he was slighted by Mad TV, but like, you see what he did. Like, he like swing for the fences, and like, whew. I mean, those like tales of two halves. I mean, I've seen Debra Wilson in like movies here and there, but like, she didn't blow up like Jordan Peele did. And then Key and Peele had a show on Comedy Central, which also cited Dave Chappelle. It was at Viacom, who owns it. So I mean, I applaud the sister for doing that, and man, she handled it well. I mean, I feel like Monique did what she had to do, but it's like Netflix still didn't pay her, and no one was going to boycott Netflix. What else did I want to talk about today? Let's do a little update on the things that I'm trying to do. Well, as everyone know, I'm a photographer. If people know, you probably don't know if you just joined here. I do photography, and I dabble. I've been a writer. I am a writer, photography, comedian. You probably can't tell by my, demeanor right now. So I plan on doing a big project. Hopefully it can be something that, is offline, because, I feel like the internet is way too, like that Cardi B, is it Cardi B? No, Megan Thee Stallion. That Megan Thee Stallion photo shoot, I really got to talk about that. It wasn't on the agenda, but I got to talk about that real quick. Someone said it's like it's taken from a smartphone. Everyone's looking at that picture through a smartphone. It's about no bigger than my hand. Now, how much pixels can you get past my hand? Being a photographer, seeing that like my work, my hard-earned work is going to be like viewed probably 98% through a phone that is like 4 by, not even 4 inches, like 2.5 inches wide and by 6 inches. And this is like only this is more like a composite of like a collage, but this is like photos that I'm like been testing out to sell, because, well, that's the only way I can get real justice, because somebody on the internet will look at the maybe other photographers say it, because sometimes other artists do hate, but there's nothing wrong with that shoot, and it got what it needed to get out of it, I guess. Controversy without even selling sex. That's honestly amazing. The photo got pushed in the forefront by being apparently bland. That's pretty amazing. And I wish I had that ability to be like bland and everyone picked it up, but it was really more of her name. But who okay. All right, let's talk about depression, because I always want to touch base on a negative emotion and how it can be useful for everyone. I have went through depression for most of my life, and it's hard to be very productive under depression unless you kind of take pride in your depression. You kind of like, that hardened detective who just drinks, way too much to get, to numb the pain, but it really doesn't. But they get through the day and they kind of feel a sense of pride making it through, knowing life is just crappy. But my best way, and it's crazy because that book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, was like, we had like the same approach. I stumbled up across it, of course. They formalized it. Gratitude is really a big one, because when you don't like how things are going, you're gonna look and like think, man, I hate this. I hate this. And you look at things you don't have, and you just don't have it, and there's nothing you can do. And everything you think about things you don't have, you're gonna idolize it. You're gonna like blow it up beyond what it really is. And the sad thing is, once you get it, it's never as good as it really is. And that's another teaching from Stoicism, that like, you may want something, but it's never as good as you think it will be. That goes for love too. Remember that, which is why I always caution people from getting with their crush. The next part is, you gotta do something important. You gotta find something important to you. And that's a 2-step process. Before you get to do it, like, you gotta explore life. You gotta do something new. A lot of people don't want to do anything new. Take a walk somewhere and just like look, and you get new stimuli. Because one thing I learned in linguistic programming, we can only take in so much, and it's all about our mind. It's like that, The Secret, the law of attraction, and to a point, it has some sense to the law of attraction, because you are, with everything in the world, you only see and notice several thousand things. So if you're focused on the bad things, you're going to see the bad things out of the entire picture. So the world really is what you make it, and life really is perception. So, open your mind to new things, especially new things, so where you can't predict where you can see. So now you can't really, try to see the bad and the usual, So like, that's how you can like get inspired. And after you get inspired, it becomes important to you. You work on it, and then boom, you get like something good. You get that good feeling, and you keep working on it. Next thing you know, you're doing something you love. Next thing you know, you forgot you were depressed, because you're not depressed anymore. That's just something really, quick. And I feel like depression is like a deep thinking to a wake up call. It's like depression is the symptoms of forgetting you had a higher calling. Whatever that is. Sometimes it ain't extraordinary. It's just something that makes you, feel like you're there. That's what I want. That's what I want for everybody, to enjoy life. Because when you're enjoying life, you don't think about why you're enjoying life. And sometimes that can be a bad thing, because you can be going way off the rails, way off the track. Depression lets you know, hold on, we're way off base where we're supposed to be. You can get back on the track, and then you kind of enjoy life again. And the thing about life is, you kind of get off track when you're enjoying things. So, the sad emotions kind of bring you back. But you got to know what the sad emotions are for. And now that the sad emotions have you stop the train, it's really just saying redirect yourself back. So have fun with responsibilities. And that's all I got to say for that. So I hope this rang true to some people and people enjoy it. I would love to hear some feedback so I could really, I want to like figure out who my audience, really is. People who are listening to it, because I will tailor make it. I'm a generalist when it comes to life. I taste all the things in life, so I can focus on certain things if you need to. But I do like to delve into the negative emotions, what it really means as some current topics, and what it really means to me. But I will catch you around. You're going to see it on podcasts for people just listening and YouTube. I will catch you around. Remember to always enjoy life. Always, always, always enjoy life. Always. You've been great. You all been beautiful. Yes. I will catch you around. No, don't get up. Don't get up.